Hello, good evening, Mabuhay Philippines. Good afternoon, good morning to each and everyone. Welcome back to Pageant Trend. So before we start our live session, we are also live at our YouTube channel. If you are new to our YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so that you will be updated whenever we have new uploaded videos and also, live interview like this. And also, if you are new to our Facebook page, don't hesitate to click the like. And of course, we have also Facebook, I mean, Instagram account. So if you are new there, don't hesitate to follow us for more updates, features, and news about pageant. All right, so for tonight's live session, we'll be having our special guest. So she is one of the finalists of Miss Grand United Kingdom 2021. So without further ado, let us all welcome, or please help me welcome, guys, our guest for tonight's live session. We have Adele, Jessica Adelford, all the way from United Kingdom. Hi, dear.
Hi, how are you?
I'm much better than before and prettier than before, dear. How are you?
I'm really good, thank you. I'm really good. Pleased to be back with you.
Yes, it's nice to see you again. By the way, guys, um, Jessica is also one of the candidate of Miss International or Intercontinental. Am I right?
International before,
Yeah,
yes. Yes.
International, United Kingdom before, and now she will be competing the Miss Grand United Kingdom 2021. So it's one of the national pageant in the United Kingdom, and we'll be hoping and praying for her to get this crown. Yeah. So before we start our live interview session, please uh, don't forget to pray Jessica Adelford to get this, title, the Miss Grand International, the Miss Grand United Kingdom, so that she can compete on the international pageant. All right.
Thank
So,
you. Thank you
and
so
also she has Instagram account. If you want to follow her journey to Miss Grand United Kingdom, you can, don't hesitate to follow her on Instagram, which is Jessica Adelford. Just search it on Instagram account, Jessica Adelford. All right. So, and of course, if you have questions to our guest for tonight's live session, don't hesitate to comment down below. And later on, we'll be reading this or flashing it. And of course, Jessica will answer again as much as she can. So you can ask anything about her love life,
Oh,
pageant journey, pageant journey,
yes.
and as well as about her life, diba? Life experiences. Disclaimer: we will not be entertaining political questions so that we can avoid some conflicts or some debates about politics. So it's all about pageants only and you know personal life of our guest for tonight's live session. So let's have a casual interview only, and later on we'll be having our fast talks with Jessica so that uh, you will be more know more about Jessica. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And don't forget to share our live session so that we can have more viewers to come. All right, so let's enjoy here at Pageant Trend only. Okay, so let's start our live interview session with, starting with asking, how are you, Jessica Adelford, right after your, competition, the Miss International United Kingdom?
I'm super good, thank you. I loved the experience. It was amazing. And Evangeline, who is now the current Miss International UK, did incredibly well. It was so well deserved, and you all need to go and follow her and show her support for her journey as well. But yeah, it was amazing, an amazing experience, and I was so honoured to have placed top in the competition.
All right. By the way, you look so gorgeous for tonight, dear.
Thank you so much. I went for a red pink lip, so I hope people aren't offended by that. It's quite bright.
Someone is saying that you look like a living Barbie.
Oh, thank you. I am the party. I love that.
All right, so let's move on to my next question. So, um, if you were going to describe your journey to Miss Intercontinental, I mean International United Kingdom, how was it? How are you going to describe it in one word?
Ooh. Incredible. It was
Mm-hmm.
honestly one of the best experiences I'd ever had. I absolutely loved throwing myself into my preparations. I loved
Mm-hmm.
meeting my sister queens. And also, I loved the actual experience on the day. So, I was really lucky that the group of women I was competing alongside were so supportive of each other. And it was amazing. We got to all get up on stage and feel confident and fabulous. I loved my interview. I really thought that that was something that I had really excelled in. So I was really proud of myself for that.
Wow. All right. By the way, you forgot to greet our viewers for tonight.
Yes.
You can greet them.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in. I apologise for ignoring you. That was unintentional, I swear. But yes, hello, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. By the way, guys, I'm also asking some apologies because we were late for an hour because I have attended the coronation of Mrs. Tourism pageant a while ago. So it's really a vigorous activities, and you know we had so much fun there, and I got travel for almost an hour before going home. So apology, guys,
We kept the
for
suspense
being late.
going. We hope it's worth it.
Yes. All right. By the way, congratulations to one of our representative for the Mrs. Tourism pageant, Philippines, to Miss Hemilyn Escudero Tamay for winning the title of Mrs. Tourism pageant, Tourism Universe. All right.
Well done.
Okay, so don't forget, guys, to comment down below if you have questions. So for the meantime, we'll be reading some comments and questions if they have. So,
Yes.
all right, so let's have our first viewer. Okay, let's have from Emmanuel Garcia. Hi, Miss Jessica. Please give me a shout out to my family in Tarlac.
Hello from the United Kingdom to Tarlac. Wow, how exciting that you're watching. I always find it so lovely when people tune in from all over the world and support my journey. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for tuning in, Emmanuel Garcia. And he has a hashtag living Barbie doll.
Oh, thank you, the brunette version.
And also we have from Rosemary Roberto. Good luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And good luck and congratulations also.
Thank you. Everyone's support is so lovely in the pageant community, and that's something I really love. So, thank you so much for your support and continued trust in my journey.
Okay, dear. Let's have from Lyndon Honson. Hello po, Idol Jessica. We love you.
Oh, I love you guys too. Thank you.
And another comment from him. Good luck and congrats.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's actually a very fresh announcement. So I only announced that I was a finalist in Grand yesterday. So this is very
Wow.
fresh, and this is my first interview with my brand new sash. But funnily enough, Pageant Trend, I was your first interview as well back months ago now. Is that correct?
Mm. Yes, that's correct.
Full circle.
Okay. Yes. And he has another follow-up comments. Crush ko.
Oh.
He has a crush on you.
Oh, thank you. You make me blush.
Okay, let's have this one from. Mm-hmm. First question from our viewer from Ramil Loxin. Good evening po, Jessica from Dumaguete. It's all the way from the Philippines, by the way.
Wow.
From question for you. What obstacles have you faced in your platform work?
So I've worked really hard on my platform, which is raising awareness for sexual violence, which is also something that's very attractive to me about the Miss Grand system. Stop War and Violence obviously is there. advocacy for the pageant, and obviously stopping sexual violence and raising awareness for it is something that's really passionate to me. So I was
Mhm.
actually asked to become an ambassador for the Survivors Trust, which is a rape and sexual assault support charity. So I've been working to raise awareness on that. But obviously, the reason that I became an ambassador and decided to work alongside the charity is because I myself am a survivor. So I had to overcome that difficult transition from being a survivor myself to then obviously being able to hopefully impact positively other people's lives.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing your platform, dear. And let's move on to all right. Next comment from our viewer from Rico Castillo. You will be a threat to the crowd. Just do your best.
Oh, thank you so much. Always apply yourself 110%. That's what I always try and do.
All right. Okay, so let's have another all right comment from Lyndon Hanson. He's watching from Las Piñas City, Philippines.
Wow. It's honestly crazy to me the support from around the world. So thank you so much.
Okay, let's move on to our next comment. All right, from Rico Castillo again. You will be a great threat to the crown. So stunning and beautiful. God bless.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, I'm getting very blushing over here.
And also watching from Jacel and Luntayo Venjola. Good eve, Kuya Jay, and good luck, Miss Jessica.
Thank you so much.
And comment also from Rose Ulatan. Good eve, Idol. Good luck, and congrats.
Thank
Sending love, love, love.
Thank you.
And another comment from Lyndon Hunson. Look like Wonder Woman. I love you, Idol Kiss. I hope namin mamin kasi namin someday at tagging friend sa FB if okay lang. Uh, I really can't understand. What's that? I hope. All right. I think he is asking about to accept their friend request from yours.
Okay, I will do that
Yeah.
once I get off the live.
Yeah. So later on, you can add her on your in your Facebook account. So for the meantime, we'll be having our interview session first. Okay, so don't forget to send your questions and comments down below so that you will be giving, some an opportunity to give some shout outs. And of course, don't forget to indicate the location where you at so that, it will be recognized here in Pageant Trend. Okay, dear. My another question for you is, after your Miss International United Kingdom journey, what made you decide to join the Miss Grand United Kingdom?
There are so many reasons. First of all, I loved competing in pageants. The experience of Miss International was amazing. However, I've always loved the Miss Grand organisation. I used to be a dancer and a performer, and obviously Miss Grand is very theatrical and dramatic, and the actual stage production I've always loved watching. So the idea of being able to compete internationally in that stage production is so exciting to me. I've also always wanted to travel to the east. I've only ever gone to the west, so I would love to be able to broaden my knowledge over that way. And I think the best way to immerse yourself and educate yourself is to travel and learn about different cultures. And as I previously mentioned, my platform and the advocacy of Miss Grand align quite well.
Okay. So aside from Miss International, Miss International United Kingdom, and also this one Miss Grand International, Grand United Kingdom. Sorry, Miss Grand United Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Um, are there any national pageants that you have joined before?
No, so this is only my second pageant, and as I mentioned previously, I was so honoured that in my first ever Grand Slam pageant and first ever pageant overall,
Mhm.
I placed top. I was so honoured and grateful for that.
Wow. Okay. So if you are going to, to describe again, I mean, your expectations. I'm gonna ask your expectations for this, you know, Miss Grand United Kingdom. How was it?
Yes, so I'm very, very lucky that our national director for Miss Grand is amazing, Megan Darlington. She's so lovely, and I've met her for the first time the other day, and she was so supportive of all the girls and really approachable. So I'm looking forward to being able to go and compete. It's actually going to be a weekend competition this time and not just a day. So I believe we're
Mhm.
going on the Friday, and then we're there and we compete on the Sunday. So we've got a whole weekend of activities with the other girls and the current queen. So I'm really looking forward to that experience, as well as obviously continuing the preparation I did for Miss International, the interviews. I love doing interviews with all the fan accounts. You guys are incredible and your support is just so lovely. And also some photo shoots. I do modeling as well. So kind of continuing that.
All right. What do you think is your advantage of joining the Miss Grand International? I mean, Miss Grand United Kingdom. Sorry.
Yes, it's okay. I got what you meant. So I obviously, as I mentioned, went to a performing arts school, but so I live in the middle of the country, and London is obviously south from where I live. So at
Mhm.
16, I moved away from home to go to quite an elite performing arts school. So I had to kind of adapt independently to that situation. And obviously, I'm trained as a performer as well. So I find it being on the stage is quite a comfort zone of mine. So I think it's probably the closest scenario you can get to an international without actually going to an international, having to move away from home, be independent, and being
Mhm.
surrounded by women of all different ages, cultures, everything under the sun is something that I had to adapt to quite quickly.
All right. So, Miss Grand United Kingdom. So we all know that this pageant is very well known to the international, which is the Miss Grand International. So if there is a message of hope during the uh, coronation night or during the pageant, what would be your topic that you are going to share with us?
Of what I would talk about in my interview on the day, or
Um, this one, what you're going to what will be the topic that you're going to share with us in related or to the Miss Grand United Kingdom mission and vision.
yes. So, as I mentioned, my platform really aligns with it. So, that is raising awareness on sexual violence because obviously the Stop the War and Violence campaign and advocacy is not just in terms of obviously wars and things that we think of, maybe Afghanistan, Iraq, places like that, where it's obviously incredibly important we raise awareness, but equally there's domestic violence and things that maybe are a bit closer to home, and that's something I'd like to use and utilize and capitalize on in my platform. And obviously
Mhm.
the alignment of Miss Grand and what they stand for and what I stand for, I think matches quite well.
All right, thank you so much, dear. And we have comment from our viewer from Valerie Joy A. Latap. Beautiful, I like your aura.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And we have a question from Lyndon Honson. Question po, do you agree to donate your hair for charity for wig or semi-bald after the pageant? Even if I agree to be semi-bald for charity if needed, like hair for hope, yes or no? God bless and bless.
So I assume that you mean in terms of would I donate my hair after the pageant? Is that the question?
Mhm.
So personally, for me, I do a lot of other things for charity, and I would like to continue my charity work that I project on right now. And for me, I don't think donating my hair in the next few years is on my journey. But that's not to say I wouldn't in a few years' time. But at the moment, I've got my other plans that I'm implementing for my charity work.
All right, maybe if there's no choice, you can donate it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I think maybe in the future it's something I'd look into, but at the minute I have so many other plans. I think that hopefully that will make a positive impact on the community.
Exactly. All right. What did you do right after your, your previous pageant?
I ate a pizza. Straight away, I went and ate a pizza. And I was with all my sister queens, and I got to meet some other women as well, really inspirational women. So it was an amazing atmosphere. And my mum was there, and my pageant coach were there, and it was so supportive. And yeah, I loved every second of it.
Okay. And another question from our viewer. Let's have from Ramil Doxin. Another question besides a winning pageant. What is a goal you have for yourself this year? And how do you plan to accomplish it?
So I've actually just enrolled on a new educational course. So over the next year, I'll be going back to studying. So I'm really looking forward to educating myself further. Education is something I'm so passionate about, which is actually one of the reasons I set up my own blog and website. It's called Vibe, and I did this hand in hand with a gynecologist. And it's
Mhm.
dedicated to educating the future generation of women on their sexual health and well-being. And for me, I cannot wait to continue to push Vibe further throughout, hopefully, an international audience, should I be lucky enough to go and represent my country at Miss Grand International. But also, hopefully, I'll achieve my goal of my course and educating myself further.
All right. Thank you so much, dear, for that wonderful answer. When can we say that a woman is empowered?
I think when a woman is completely comfortable in her own skin, and I think pageantry is a really good example of this, when women can get up on stage in a bikini and celebrate their bodies and feel completely liberated and comfortable and confident, that's empowerment to me.
Okay. Thank you so much, dear. And another question for you. Is it really relevant to, to have this pageant in, the in these times of pandemic?
I think pageantry brings so much joy to so many people, yourself and I included. And as well as the women competing, you have the organisation, you have the
Mhm.
people that make the gowns, you have the fan accounts, you have the hair and makeup artists. There's such a big community, wider than what I think people might assume pageantry is. I think it brings hope, I think it brings joy, celebration, and it brings together a community. So I think pageantry's been such a saving grace for so many people throughout the pandemic.
Okay. How is Miss Grand United Kingdom to be held? Is it live or live pageant or
It will be, yes, it will. It's going to be in a theatre this time as well, so that's going to be
wow.
a new experience. And yes, it will be live. Fingers crossed, anyway. We're hoping so, unless something goes wrong, but no, I think it will be live.
How was the situation there in of COVID?
So it's actually quite bizarre because all of our nightclubs are back open, in
Mm,
person events. So I've been to so many pageants over the last few weeks. It's crazy. And there's no social distancing and there's no masks. So it's
mhm.
almost like Corona's not a thing over here, but it's very troubling and concerning because there are a lot of people unwell. So I think it's about striking the right balance.
Okay, so there is no I mean United Kingdom was back to normal. Like,
Yes, well, in terms of our attitude towards things, but Corona is obviously still
mm,
present.
well, that's a good news for you, for you guys. But still, here in the Philippines, we're still striving and fighting for that. And again, we have another
Mm-hmm.
variant of virus, so we'll be having our lockdown again here in the Philippines. So it's a nationwide lockdown, and we hope that this will end, of
Yeah, I'm
course.
so sorry to hear that. I think
Mm,
it's very bizarre that in some countries it's still, like you say, a national lockdown, but then
mm.
in the UK it's nightclubs are open and things like that. It's very bizarre, but I do wish you guys all the best and so much love, and hopefully it will improve for you very soon.
Okay. Thank you so much, dear, for your prayers. And we have a comment from our viewer, from Lyndon Hunson. Thank you for your great answer.
It's okay.
Mhm. And we have from Ramil Noxine. Good job, sayo, Jessica.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Um, do you understand that sayo?
No, what does that mean? Tell me.
For you.
Oh
It's to
wow. Okay.
you.
We were saying you need to teach me some phrases. So that's the first one.
Yes, the first one
Sayo.
is sayo means you, for you,
For
or to
you.
you.
Sayo. For you. Okay, amazing.
Okay, we have another question from our viewer from Ras W. Maharlika. One of the most awaited parts of Miss Grand International is their fan introduction. How will you say your intro?
For my title currently,
Let's say, for example, you won or you win, you crowned as Miss Grand International United Kingdom.
so it would be in the UK. We have four of the countries. So we have Wales,
Mm-hmm.
Scotland, England, and Northern Ireland. So there's four girls from the UK that get to go. So it wouldn't be the UK title, but potentially England
Mm-hmm.
is the title. Do you want me to give it a go?
Yes. How will
my
you say it?
my mum's gonna be outside like, what is going on? Okay, let's give
just
it a
give
go.
us
You
a
ready?
just give it a sample.
Okay, we'll give it a go. Jessica Adelford, proudly your Miss Grand England.
Wow. Amen. Let's amen there. Let's claim it that you will
My
be
dog is at my
representing.
door scratching. He's like, what's going on?
Okay, thank you so much, dear. All right. Lyndon has a comment for you. Win or lose, we support you. We love you. Kiss. You
Oh,
have a kind heart for helping charity. God will bless you and salute to you.
thank you so much. Thank you. That's very humbling.
Another follow-up comment. Go for the crown.
We'll go for the crown.
And also, I'm the queen. I'm the king. You're the queen of heart. My dedicated songs for you. Do you know what? Do you know what's that? Do you know what? That song.
No.
It says you're the king and queen of heart.
Oh,
When the
okay. Wow.
music starts.
Love that.
Yeah, that's it. We might copyright this one if
Yeah,
I'm
maybe
going
not.
to proceed. So
I'll have to.
let's not push through this, singing. But I know how to sing, but not so professional.
I thought that was a good job.
All right. So guys, keep sending your comments and questions at the uh, at the comment section below, and later I will be reading it and reading it for Jessica. Okay, let's have this one from John Michael Cortez Abordo. Am I in heaven? Because right now I saw a beautiful angel. Good luck, Jessica. Wow.
Oh, thank you. I love these comments.
It's actually partly one of I think line. I don't know. I forgot
They're like chat
what
up
do we call that?
line,
Yeah, a line, pickup line.
pickup
Sorry,
line.
yeah, sorry, something like that. Okay, so let's move on to our next question from our viewer from Mark Allen de la Concepcion. If inner beauty is being emphasized in beauty pageants, then why are there any physical requirements upon joining the pageant? What do you think?
So I think that we're moving in a direction of in society inner beauty is projected. But I think in terms of saying that there's certain requirements, I don't think there's one mold of beauty. I think it's about being presentable, being polished, and being confident in yourself. And I think that radiates through your appearance. So even things, like the bikini round, a lot of people think, oh, it's derogatory to women. But I say it's the opposite. I think it's empowering to women, and I think it's a celebration of women's bodies. And I also think if women work out in the gym and want to feel confident and represent their health, then it's a brilliant way of doing it.
All right, thank you so much, dear. Okay, keep sending your question, guys. And Jessica is willing to answer your question. So keep
I'm
commenting there.
nervous.
I think you're so how do you feel right now? Are
I
you
feel
excited to Are you excited for the upcoming Miss Grand
Oh,
United
I'm
Kingdom?
so excited. I've got an incredible designer who is designing my gown,
Mhm.
and I will. An announcement is coming, so don't worry about that. But yeah, there's a lot of exciting things happening. I'm also loving hitting the gym right now. I'm loving working out and making sure that my body and my mind are in the best healthy place possible. So yeah, I feel really excited and really good.
I think by this time you are really prepared for this pageant because the last time that we had talked, I guess that was a lockdown right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's no so much preparation on that pageant. So I guess this time you will get that crown. I
Oh,
believe in you, dear.
thank
All
you.
right. So Mark Allen has a comment right after you answered his question. Very well said. Thank you, Miss Jessica.
Thank you for asking. It was a really good question.
Okay. So next question. How was your preparation for this, Miss Grand United Kingdom?
So the preparation has been going a couple of days now because, as I mentioned, international was only last week. So this is a
Mhm.
very quick turnaround. But because of my previous preparation with Miss International, I do feel like I have the momentum now, so I can just carry
Mhm.
on going and transfer that across to Miss Grand. So
Mhm.
yeah, the preparation is just beginning, but that does not mean to say I will not be working very hard for this crown.
Okay. So moving on to your previous International United Kingdom, what do you think? What went wrong? Why you didn't get the crown? And can you tell us about your weakness of joining that pageant?
Yes, of course. I think it's really important that you have self reflection in life. So, thank you for asking that question. It's so important that we learn from our mistakes, but nothing's ever really a mistake because it's always a learning curve. So, first of all, Evangeline really well deserved for that
Mhm.
crown. She is stunningly beautiful. She has amazing stage presence and she's a genuine person inside and out. So, really well done to Evangeline. I
Mhm.
think in terms of my preparation, it was obviously my first pageant. So I think that a lot of other girls had had a lot of experience. I know that some of them had competed previously for the crown. So I think they probably had a little bit more of an idea in terms of being more polished. But I think it's just small little tweaks, really. I think it's about making sure I have those few polishing tweaks. And then
Mhm.
hopefully that's going to help me take home the crown.
What do you think was your weakness during that time?
Ah,
Weakness. Let us say weakness in something answering the Q&A portion or the ramp modeling,
um,
the styling or
I
anything,
think
etc.
potentially my styling could have, and my hair and
Mm-hmm.
makeup could have used a few tweaks.
Mm-hmm.
Just for that pageant, that's nothing. I had a hair and makeup artist, and they're incredible. But I think just for that pageant, maybe a few little tweaks, and potentially some wardrobe tweaks as well.
Okay. Who did your makeup that time?
A makeup artist that's so incredibly talented, but I think maybe for me, I hadn't asked for the right thing.
Okay. So by this time, what do you think is you know, your greatest strength towards, joining or, competing that Miss Grand United Kingdom?
I think my resilience, I think,
Mm-hmm.
is definitely going to be something that stands me in good strength. And I'm also very optimistic and I'm very relentless in my preparations this time. So I think that those three attributes that I hold are really going to help push me forward and make sure that I strive for that crown.
What was coming into your mind during the announcement of, let us say, are there in top 15 or top 12?
It was top it was top 16, top 10.
Okay, top 16. Did you ayun, what was your comment in running in your mind when the top 16 was announced?
I was so excited. I couldn't believe it. We did a parade and I was like, so excited. And then obviously top 10 got announced as well, and that was an incredibly exciting
Mhm.
time. So yeah, I was just so ecstatic and grateful that in my first ever pageant I managed to place top. I thought that was really exciting.
So you did place top 5,
Top 10.
top
They did,
10,
yeah,
okay.
top, what did they do? Top 16, top
16,
10,
top
top 3.
10, top 3. Okay. So if you will be included on the top 3, if you can still remember the final questions of that, pageant, what would be your answer?
So they didn't do on stage questions at Miss International. It was a
Mm-hmm.
closed interview. So I actually, do you know what? It's a bit of a blur. I can't even remember what they asked now. I think it was similar questions to the ones you've been asking today. What stands
Mm-hmm.
you ahead of the other contestants? I'm trying to think now. That's really put me on the spot. I can't remember.
So there is no public or during the pageant was asked. So
No.
it was all closed door interview, and
It
then right after that they chose the winner
So the
during
way
the
the day
during the top
ran
three.
was
Mm-hmm.
um we had rehearsals in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
and then we had interviews closed, and
Closed door
then we
interview. Oh.
yeah, and then we went and got ready, and then in the evening we had the show, which was opening number, swimwear, and evening gown.
I see. Okay. All right. So let's have a question again from our viewer. This one from Mark Allen de la Concepcion again. Another question. What do you think is the biggest misconception about beauty pageants nowadays?
I think that they're derogatory towards women. I think that's a massive misconception, especially in the UK. So they don't actually show on TV Miss Universe, Miss World. They're not on TV over here. They're not allowed to be. So I think gone it's got a bit of a negative connotation in terms of it's derogatory towards women, it's only for the male gaze. But as I previously mentioned, I think it's the complete opposite. I think it's a celebration of women, and it's about the sisterhood and uplifting women and empowering.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's have question from Michelle P. Aguhob. Who is your favorite Miss Universe and why?
Pia Wurzburg, have I said her last name right? Have I said
Yeah.
I have, yeah. I always am like, I struggle with pronunciation, so that's good. She's stunningly beautiful, and she's also supports LGBTQ plus community. So for me, that's so important that we support minority communities, whatever that might be. And I think there's a lot of negativity towards the community. So for such a public figure to be able to shed positivity and light, that's something that I strive to do as well in my own life and through my pageant journey.
Okay, thank you, dear. Let's have another comment question from Cedric Valdeweza. What is your advocacy and how would you relate or connect to that current situation we are facing right now, like in pandemic crisis?
Yeah. So unfortunately, as I previously mentioned, my platform is to do with sexual violence awareness and support. And unfortunately, during the pandemic, we saw a rise of domestic violence within the UK, but I'm sure across the world. So I think more than ever, it's so prevalent in society and so important that we support survivors and victims and their families, because it doesn't just affect the survivor, it can have such an impact on people's families. So I'd like to continue to work with the organisations I'm working with, and also use my title as Miss Grand West Midlands now to raise awareness. And I'm hoping to reach out to some international organisations as well.
Okay, thank you so much, dear. Let's have another question from Gwen Kinlat Intas II. This is my question to Miss Jessica. What image or identity do you project into the world, and is that image or identity the real you?
So, do you mean my appearance or
It's all about yours. Yeah.
So I think I'd like to project a fairly confident young woman that is self assured in herself and her abilities. And yes, I think that is something that I do believe in personally. I believe in myself because that's something I want to project to the world. So if I don't believe in myself, how can I help other women to do the same? Although we all have days where, I mean, I have days especially where sometimes I'm like, do you know what, not today. I don't feel good today, I'm not feeling it. But it's about how you recover from those days and about how you transform those days into a positive, even when maybe you feel a little bit negative.
All right, thank you so much. Let's have question from Lyndon Honson. Question, for example, who will be you choose a small guy but not handsome like me, not rich. It's small but terrible and lovable. What is this? Joke or a guy tall and rich? Do you believe in age doesn't matter for?
So I believe that no, age does not matter at all. I think, of course, as long as it is legal, consensual, and all that kind of stuff, age doesn't matter. But obviously,
Mhm.
very important that it is legal, the legal age of consent and everything. I want to stress that. But yeah, in terms of does love have an age once you're over the legal age, then no, I don't think it does.
Okay. Thank you so much. And another question from Michelle P. Aguhob. What is your big reason why you joined in beauty pageant?
Yes. So I was a promotional model. I still do promotional modeling. And my agency at the time had asked me to look into pageants, but I wasn't sure because, as I mentioned, in the UK, pageants do tend to get quite a negative press. So my
Mhm.
idea of pageants was they're not good, they're derogatory towards women, and yeah, I didn't have a good idea of pageants. So when I started educating myself, I was like, oh, I do quite like the look of pageants. And I
Mhm.
realised that it's more than just, women getting up on stage. There's so much more that goes into it. There's advocacies, charity work, bringing communities together, the sisterhood, as well as obviously feeling glamorous, getting up on stage and feeling confident. So I didn't really see a downside to competing in pageants. So yeah, I was like, do you know what? I'm going to go for it. And here I am.
All right. So since you have mentioned you do modeling, how long you been doing modeling?
Since I was about 17.
17. Okay. And then how was the transition of joining from modeling to pageantry or
Um,
joining the pageant?
so my whole world has always been quite theatrical in a way, the modelling, the dancing, the theatre. And I think pageants kind of amalgamated all of that. So there's obviously the on stage part of pageants. So the theatrical side, an element of myself comes into that and the creativity. But then obviously modelling, it's so important to be photogenic if you're a beauty queen. So I think it kind of all came together.
Okay. All right. So what would be your advice or tips to those younger girl who wants to become a model also?
So I think it's really important to look at a good agency and make sure that you don't ever pay for a test shoot, because sometimes there's scams around. So make
Mhm.
sure that you do your research into different agencies. I know some people have fallen victim to that. So yeah, make sure you do your research. Be confident in front of the camera because it doesn't so much matter what you look like. If you're confident in front of the camera, I think everyone looks good. And if you want to do promotional modeling, especially, be bubbly, be confident, and be approachable.
All right. Thank you for that very nice tips for us, for those who are,
Yeah.
um, more aspiring model. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, dear. And let's move on to our next question from our viewer. Let's have from AJJM. When is the best time to listen and when is the best time to speak?
So I'm going to bring this back to my platform actually. So, obviously, as I mentioned, it's all about sexual violence and raising awareness. And should a survivor come forward to you, it is always better to listen. Don't ever speak to someone and tell them what to do or ask them lots of invasive questions. When a sexual violence survivor comes forward to you, just listen, and then afterwards kindly say, what can I do to help? Or maybe it's a good idea to seek professional advice. But the most important thing is to listen. And if you're a survivor, please speak. It's so important to get things off your chest. People can help you, and you're not alone, and you will be accepted and believed as well.
Okay, thank you so much. And we have a comment from Jerry Dagdag. Angelina Jolie look-alike. She's pretty.
I don't think so, but I'll take the compliment. Thank you.
Is she also your, the person you look up to the most? Angelina
Angelina
Jolie.
I think she's a very talented actress, and as I mentioned, coming from a performing background, I can appreciate the art form a lot. So, yeah, she's definitely an inspirational woman.
I see. Yes, that's she's a very inspirational woman. And of course, so let's move on to next question from Mark Allen de la Concepcion again. What is the most important lesson you've learned as a child that still affects your life today?
Not everyone will support you, and not everyone will be kind, but don't let that affect you. Don't let that dampen your sparkle. And I unfortunately was bullied when I was younger at school. So I think it still does affect me a little bit now. But do you know what? I'm so much stronger and self assured in myself as well, because I overcame that situation, and now I'm up on stage doing beauty pageants and I love it, and I found myself. And yeah, be strong and be resilient. That's something I learned quite early on.
Exactly. And of course, did you had experience of getting some um, anxiety or depression during this lockdown or pandemic crisis?
Yeah, so I actually have my own mental health struggles anyway. I've been diagnosed
Mhm.
as bipolar, which I don't actually think a lot of people know. So
Mhm.
that's a little exclusive for you.
Mhm.
But yeah, I've been diagnosed as bipolar, which is obviously a mental health um, disorder. I don't know what to
Mhm.
call it really, but a mental health struggle that's part of me that I have to learn to cope with. And I do think that lockdown did heighten that a little bit. But yeah, it's not something I've ever really spoken about before. But yeah, I have struggled with my mental health.
How did you overcome that depression?
Um, it's going to be something that personally I have to live with for the rest of my life, because it is um how do I put it? It's part of me basically, and it's not something that will ever go. But I think
Mhm.
if you're someone that's struggling now, know that you are loved and you're supported, and it's important to speak up, because for a long time I didn't. And now
Mhm.
I get help. I have a counsellor. Even my pageant coach is so incredibly supportive, Rachel Tate. She literally is incredibly supportive. My counsellor is
Mhm.
so supportive. But also, if you need medication, take medication. There's not a stigma around it. Well, there is a stigma around it, but there shouldn't
Mhm.
be, because myself, that's something that I have to do on my personal mental health journey. But it's about being okay with yourself and learning to accept help when help needs to be accepted.
Exactly. Okay, so another question from Lyndon Hudson.
This is a long paragraph. We've got this, okay.
Okay, let's read this. What will you advise how to be a beauty queen like me? Joke. Serious. What will be your advice to become a beauty queen? And what will be your advice to encourage to have our vaccine and also to avoid COVID-19 contamination in this here in the Philippines, and especially there is a new Delta variant or virus.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you, Ma and Sir. God bless. And I know it's a Tagalog word, so I'm just translating it to you. And we really need. I think he said that at is it really required of having the height or to inspire to those who are aspiring model or a beauty queen, even though he is a guy. And how will you how what if or the height of that guy or girl is 5'3"? um is it advantage to have that pageant or a modeling, and when did you understand it?
I think so. There's a lot of questions, so I'll go for the height one first. So I'm not that
Okay.
tall. I'm 5'7", so that's not that tall compared to a lot of contestants in beauty pageants. It's probably on the smaller side. I know that there are some height requirements for certain pageants. However, there are so many different systems out there that there'll definitely be a system for you. It's just about finding one that's right for you and that you would feel comfortable and confident in. In terms of for modelling, depends what modelling you want to do. If you did econ modelling, so things like fast fashion and stuff, then no.
Mhm.
And commercial modelling, no. But I guess if you're doing runway, then probably it will. Again, it's about finding what's right for you, what you would feel comfortable and confident doing. And there's a model for everything. You could be a hand model if you wanted to be. So yeah, I think height in some systems and in some modeling categories does matter, but it doesn't in every single one. What was the
Mhm.
other question? I can't remember. Let me read it back. Can you remember the other question? Oh, the vaccine. Was that the other one?
Yes, the vaccine. How will we encourage us to have our vaccine to to avoid contamination of COVID-19 here in the Philippines, especially that there is a new variant, Delta variants.
Yeah, I'm honestly so sorry to hear about all this. I think I feel awful because in the UK we have almost normal life, and then to hear that you are still struggling is it's really upsetting. So I really am sorry about that. But in terms of what I would say is, we all want to get back to normal life. We all want to keep each other safe and healthy. And the only way we can do that is by all participating and having our vaccine. So I think it's about pulling together as a community and making sure that we're all looking after each other.
Mhm.
And obviously, as well, listening to the expert advice. A lot of experts have said we all need to have our vaccine for it to be effective. So there's that. And also make sure that you're being hygienic, wearing masks if needed. In the UK at the moment, we don't need to wear masks. However, I know a lot of people don't feel confident not wearing one. So I think it's about listening to the expert advice and hopefully pulling all together to keep each other safe.
Okay, thank you, dear, for that encouragement message for those who wants to, have their vaccine. Have you already, have your vaccine there?
Yes, I've had one. I need to wait for my.
One dose only. One
Yeah,
dose.
only
What's the
one. So
name of that? What's the name of your vaccine?
I think it's AstraZeneca, is it? Oh,
AstraZeneca. Ah,
I
okay.
think. Oh,
We,
Pfizer or AstraZeneca. I can't remember now. There's one that we can't have, but I can't remember which one it is.
but the Johnson and Johnson have their vaccine, right? Johnson
Yes,
and Johnson.
yes.
It's I think it's only one dose required because it's really, I guess,
Oh,
95 efficacy.
yes,
Mhm.
yeah.
How do you feel that you had your first dose?
Yeah, I think it's a positive thing. I think it's important that we all pull together, as I mentioned, and make sure that we're all supporting each other. So, yeah, I feel good that I've had it, and hopefully, we can all do the same and help each other out across the world.
Exactly. Exactly, and it's very normal to have, to have the side effect after your,
Yeah,
vaccine.
I
So
think we're
it
so
might.
fortunate in the UK as well that we have accessible vaccines, whereas
Mhm.
potentially in other countries it's not. So it's important that we take that luxury and opportunity.
Do you have any idea on how many percent did your country had a vaccine or
Oh,
vaccinated?
good question. It's a few million now. I think we're nearly on the way there, but it's the younger generation that aren't having it as much. So I think that's what's slightly not putting the numbers up as much.
All right. Thank you so much, dear. Let's have another question from our viewer. No, from Noble or Nobel Magalis. Bullying is a hot topic. Have you ever bullied someone?
No. I mean, I guess a bully would probably say no to, but no, I haven't. I've experienced it myself, and it doesn't
Mhm.
feel very nice when you're on the receiving end. So, no, I like to think I'm a pretty approachable, nice person. So, I've not ever. No, I haven't. I know how horrible that can feel. So, no, I wouldn't.
If I'm going to ask that, I did before when I was in high school. So we did bullied, of course, together with my
Oh,
classmate. Yeah, it's something like some bullying, a friendly bullying, something like that.
banter,
Yeah,
maybe. More banter.
yeah. So some more making more fun about
Yeah.
uh, yes. So we always get bullied each other from my friends only. Mm.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great experience because I guess it's also part of managing your stress because in high school we really had more stress in studying, so we are more on focus of our studies rather than during the elementary days, right?
Yeah, I know. I wish I could go back to primary school. That's what we call it in the UK.
So that's it. So it's very a nice experience of having bullying with your friends in high school.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you so much, Noble, for your question. Let's have a question from Mark Allen de la Concepcion. Do you agree that the third restroom should be built for transgenders? Why or why not?
Personally, I don't believe so. I think transgender isn't um it isn't gender fluid where someone doesn't identify as a gender and therefore has no identity. People who are
Mhm.
transgender are the either male or female, maybe not biologically, but that's how they identify. So I don't believe that people should be ostracized and made to be in a different bathroom. They should be in the gender that they feel confident and that they identify with. So no, personally, I don't believe in that.
All right, thank you, dear. Let's have this one question from Zenmark F. Elefante. Good evening. This is my question. Who is the most influential person in your life? Thank you for answering my questions and good luck.
Thank you. That's a really good question. So, the most influential person in my life at the moment is probably Faye Maxted, OBE. She's the CEO of the Survivors Trust and the woman who asked me to become an ambassador for the charity. She herself is openly a survivor of sexual violence and has now
Mhm.
gone on to set up a very successful charity, and she impacts people's lives positively every day. So that's something that's very inspirational to me and something that I aspire to be like.
Okay, thank you, dear. Let's move on to our next question from Michelle P. Agujo. What makes you different from other girls competing today?
I think possibly my life experience, as I've previously mentioned, having to
Mhm.
move, well, not having to, but choosing to move away from home at such a young age, I've had to adapt very independently. And I think for such a big international pageant, being independent, being able to mix with lots of different religions and cultures and things like that is so important. But also, I think the attributes that I hold as just a person, I suppose, as I mentioned, are very optimistic, and I've shown that through my charity work and turning the negative experience of being a survivor into hopefully a positive and impacting people positively. I'm also very relentless with my preparations for things, very determined, and obviously at an international pageant, some of the most beautiful women in the world and most successful women in the world are going to be competing alongside me should I be lucky enough to go. So having that relentless attitude to getting and striving for your goals is so important.
All right. Thank you, dear. So that was our last question from our viewers. And then we'll be moving on to the next part of this, um, live session, which is the faster questions. So this faster questions is what we call never have I ever questions.
Okay. Let's
All
do it.
right. So this questions is funny questions. Okay. So is that okay to you, dear?
Of course, ask away.
Mm-hmm. Let's have this one first question. Let's hold on for a while.
No, that's fine.
I'll be filtering the questions.
I'm excited. This is part like one of my favorite parts of our interviews.
All right. Mm-hmm. Let's have this one first question. Never have I ever eaten a gallon of ice cream.
I have. I
When was the
definitely.
last time?
Oh, before pageant preparation because I want to be in good shape and be able to work out the next day. But I'm also lactose intolerant, so I have to eat vegan
Mhm.
ice cream.
Okay, so that's it, dear. Let's have this one. Never have I ever shaved my hair.
I haven't. No, I have not shaved my hair.
Never have. All right. Next. Never have I ever farted in front of a significant other.
No, I haven't. I mean, I'm single at the moment, but no, I haven't with ex
For
partners.
I mean, if you're alone only, no.
Yeah. No, I don't fart.
Okay, next. This one. Never have I ever had a crush on a friend's sibling.
No, do you know what? A lot of my friends don't have siblings, so I don't have that issue.
All right, next. Never have I ever had a crush on a teacher.
No, all my teachers were really old at school, so no. And a lot of them were women as well, older women.
All right. Next. Never have I ever gotten into a physical fight.
No, I've never gotten into. Oh, come on. Would I win a physical fight? Probably not. I won't go there. I put myself in that situation.
Okay, let's have this. Never have I ever gotten heated during a family game night.
Oh, probably. I'm very competitive, so probably.
Okay, next. Never have I ever cheated on in a board game.
No, Joe, I haven't. I always, if I'm going to win something, I want to win it fair and square. So, no.
Wow. So you're really honest, dear. Okay, let's have this. Never have I ever met a celebrity in your country.
I have. I've met quite a few celebrities actually.
Who is it, or who is
I've
she
met
or he?
I've met Philip Schofield. I've met Cilla Black. I've
Mm-hmm.
met who else have I met? I've met Holly Willoughby. I've got I have met some other. I met some footballers as well. Yeah, that's it really.
All right, dear. And then let's have this one. Never have I ever played Spin the Battle.
I don't actually think I did. No, I haven't.
Have you gone, or have you go to beaches, something like that?
I don't live near a beach, so I'm right in the middle of the country, so I don't really have like the beach party sort of thing. I'm very boring.
Okay, let's move on to my next question. Never have I ever traveled solo.
I have traveled solo.
Where? What country, or somewhere in your country only?
Only in my country. I haven't traveled. Have I? Well, no, I don't think I've travelled abroad, just in my country.
I see. All right. Next question for you. Never have I ever eaten whipped cream straight out of the can.
Oh no, but I would love to do that at some point.
Something like you want to visit Starbucks and then you the whipped cream
Oh
accidentally,
yeah. Do you know what?
wash it out.
After Miss Grand, maybe I'll do
Mhm.
that just for you, and I'll take a video of it.
All right, dear. Thank you so much. Let's have this one. Never have I ever kissed best friend.
I've definitely kissed my best friend. I love my best friends.
Okay. Never have I ever screamed during a scary movie.
Oh, always. I'm not really into scary movies, so yeah, always.
Never have I ever told someone I love you without meaning it.
Maybe I thought I meant it, but realized looking back I didn't.
Mm. Who is he or she?
An ex-partner.
Uh, all right. Okay, so let's have this one. Never have I ever given lap dance.
No. I'm not sexy enough. No, no one needs to see that.
Next, never have I ever laughed so hard I spit out my drink.
No, I haven't done that. I've laughed hard, but no. Luckily, I've managed to keep liquid in me.
Okay, this one. Never have I ever deleted a post because it didn't get enough likes.
No, I've never done that. I don't get that many likes anyway, so I wouldn't have anything on my Instagram.
Okay, never have I ever used a dating app.
I have. I have used a dating app. You won't find me on one at the minute though.
What is it? Charot.
I I don't use one at the minute. What did I use back in the day
Yeah, before.
before I was
Back in the day.
boring? I think it was
Mm-hmm.
Hinge.
So it's a dating app there in
I
United
do not
Kingdom.
have that. This is so embarrassing.
It's okay. It's a normal thing because nowadays, now that we are living in in the world of modernization, so we really need that kind of updating dating application so that we can have more friends to gain as well as searching for the right person. So
Definitely.
instead of especially that we are now in a pandemic crisis, we really need that. So instead of meeting up personally, we really used to have it on the internet to get to
Yes,
know more about that person that you really want to be with, of course.
definitely. Yeah, definitely.
So that's the best thing that we can do now as of the moment. So when, of course, when the world is back to normal again, then it's really important to have a physical, getting to know more each other rather than having talking
Definitely.
to internet because you
Definitely.
know there is a lot of scammer in the internet, right?
Absolutely. 100%.
Okay, so let's move on to our next question.
Hmm.
Have you or never have I ever lost my wallet?
Oh, touch wood. No.
Okay.
Probably will now, but no, I haven't.
Okay, next. Never have I ever pretended to be sick to get out of school.
I don't think I ever did that. I was ill quite a lot though. I always used to get tonsillitis. So yeah, I was always ill. I didn't need to lie about it.
So there's no pretension anymore.
No.
Maybe I guess on my side, of course, I had it before back when I was in nursery days. So I'm really having a hard time to um get up early in the morning.
Yeah, that was
So we
always a
really
difficult
need
one.
yes, we really need to get up 6 a.m. in the morning, and then we had a class at 7 a.m.
Oh my
So it's
gosh.
really
Yeah.
so I'm really having a hard time to to take a bath because the water is very cold.
Yeah.
So I used to one day I used to to act or to pretend that I am sick. I'm not feeling well,
Yeah,
but
you try and get out of it anyway.
unfortunately my parents didn't believe in me.
Oh, they saw
It's
so
something like
through you.
yes, it's something like I'm just having some alibi so
Yeah.
that I will not be go to school.
You pulled that one too many times. They knew the trick.
Yeah, I think I did it once only, and then I
Never
forced
again.
myself. Yeah, I forced myself to not do it again,
Yeah.
then focused on the studies that I really want to.
Good.
All right, next question for you. This one. Never have I ever stolen anything.
Do you know what I did actually when I was probably about 7, and they have
Mm-hmm.
the pick and mix sweets in the cinemas. Do you have
Mm-hmm.
that? The
Yeah.
ones where and I stole 3 little Smarties, and I felt so awful afterwards. I went back and gave them 5p for the Smarties. And I've never stolen anything since, but yeah, I did, and that was the worst mistake of my life. Those 3 Smarties. I honestly still think about it now, and I'm like, oh, I feel so guilty.
Yes, if you want to, do it right now, and maybe it's a big deal nowadays because
Yeah,
you really know what you are going to do, and of
yeah,
course, you have the you are aware that that thing is not good for us. No.
definitely, definitely.
Okay, next. Never have I ever been expelled
No,
during your school days.
I was quite a good girl at school, so no.
Wow, it's a great. I too never been expelled during my school days. Okay, let's have this one. Never have I ever sent a racy text to the wrong person.
No, I have not done that.
Okay,
No.
let's have another question for you. Never have I ever been on a cruise.
I have. When I was younger, I went on a cruise to the Caribbean. I think it was the Caribbean. I think, or the Mediterranean. I can't remember now. I've been to both, but I can't remember which one was on a cruise. It was when I was about 7. So I loved it though. I made loads of little friends by the pool.
All right. I too I've been, but I think this is not what we call the cruise. Let's say a boat, a
Oh,
large
okay.
boat. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to have it, when I was traveling from the province to city, something like that.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. I know. I
Yeah.
did quite enjoy the cruise. I really did. I'd like to do one again at some point.
Okay. Last question before we end our live session. Let's have this one. Okay. Never have I ever used someone else's Netflix password.
No, I think a lot of people have done that to me though, but no, I've never done that. Maybe I should.
All right. Okay. So another last question for you. Who is Jessica Adelford?
Perfect. Go on. Hit me up.
Who are you, or who is Jessica Adelford?
So I am. Do you want my life, like in terms of what I do and stuff like that, or do you want to know what I embody?
Yes. Who you are embody.
So I think I embody confidence, empowerment. I'd like to think I'm quite approachable. I don't
Mhm.
know, maybe people disagree. But I'd like to think I'm quite approachable and also hopefully a little bit charismatic. But I don't know, these are all things I try to be like. Maybe people disagree.
Okay, so we have a last question from our viewer before we end the live session.
Perfect.
From Noble Magalis. It- Is it safe to travel at all right now? What is the safest way to travel?
I personally, I don't feel confident traveling abroad yet, so
Mhm,
probably not the best person to ask. But no, I don't feel quite confident doing that yet. However, I
mhm,
have been traveling around my own country, so I've been driving. But obviously, if you don't have access to your own car, public
mhm.
transport is probably the only way. So make sure that you're wearing a mask, distancing wherever possible, wash your hands frequently, and just follow the advice of the government officials really in your country.
Thank you, dear. And last,
Yes.
a quick message to your fans and supporters.
Thank you so much for your continued support on my pageant journey. I really, really appreciate it and hope that I can continue to do you all proud on the next chapter of my journey.
And of course, message to your, co-candidates for the Miss Grand United Kingdom.
I'm so excited. A lot of my pageant friends, aside from competition, are also competing alongside me. So I'm so excited about that, but also so excited to meet my new sister queens and have the best weekend, hopefully.
Wow. Well, anyway, dear, good luck on your journey to Miss Grand International, and we are really hoping and of course praying to get that crown for you to to represent your country, the United Kingdom, to the Miss Grand International 2020. If given a chance to get crowned as Miss Grand International United Kingdom, um, who was the first candidate will you or would like to speak?
Two, as in current queen that I would want to talk to.
Um, what I mean, let us say all the candidates from international
Oh, from the United
for
Kingdom pageant.
no, from the Miss Grand International
Sorry, the
candidates.
other representatives of the country.
Yes, the other representative.
Okay, got you. I'd be so excited. I'd want to know about their background, their cultures, what they've immersed themselves in, how have they become on their pageant journey. I'd be so excited. I'd want to know everything. As I mentioned, I'm very inquisitive and I love learning, so I'd love to take that opportunity.
Who is that candidate you're referring to?
All of them, all of the girls, genuinely, everyone has come from so many different backgrounds and different places that I may never have had the opportunity to visit. So I think it's the best way I can probably be able to experience that culture without actually going to the country.
All right. Thank you so much, dear, for that wonderful answer. And okay, so before we end our live session, please let me know, guys, that we are also live at our YouTube channel, Pageant Trend. Don't hesitate to subscribe us there and click the notification bell so that you will be updated whenever we have new uploaded videos and live interview like this. And also, if you are new to, Facebook page, here at Facebook page, don't hesitate to click the like. And also, if you want, of course, you can click the become supporter. But I guess you will not. So better click the like question. Okay. And follow us on our Instagram account. Also, we have our TikTok account. If you want to follow us there, you can search it at Pageant Trend Official. Okay. Thank you so much, Jessica, for the second time around. Thank you so much for choosing Pageant Trend as one of your first media blogger to have you here, and we really appreciate your presence here. And we all know that I think you are busy right now of preparation for the upcoming
Yes,
Miss Grand, yes, Miss Grand United Kingdom, and we are hoping that to get that crown for you,
thank you.
and we are always here to support you all of my followers, and I think they were really not forget you, that there is a stunning Jessica that also supports uh, us, and also you know a new inspiration of in the pageantry world. All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and hopefully I will see you on my Instagram as well as Pageant Trends Instagram as well.
All right. So you can promote your personal social media.
Okay, so my Facebook is Jess Ford and my Instagram is Jessica Adelford. You can go and follow my pageant journey over there. I mainly post on Instagram but also Facebook, so whichever you prefer.
Okay. Next, do you have a the YouTube channel to promote?
No, I don't. I literally just use Instagram and Facebook. I'm a little bit of a technophobe. I'm not very good at technology. So, yeah, but they're the two accounts that you can go and follow my journey on.
All right. So that's it, guys, for tonight's live session. So thank you for tuning in. And if you want uh, a question for Jessica, don't hesitate to follow her Instagram account. Just type Jessica Adelford on the Instagram.
Yes, and
So
I'm
yeah,
happy to answer any questions people have.
yes, of course. So don't forget to support Jessica Adelford on her journey to Miss Grand United Kingdom. So the finals would be on, next month, September, I
September.
guess. Yes,
Short
and it's
time.
yes, and it's a live show.
It is.
Yes, there we are really excited to, to watch you rocking on the stage, and as well as on international stage,
Oh, thank you.
representing the United Kingdom at the Miss Grand International as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for tuning in.
Thank you, guys. We have a last three viewer from Royland sending love, love, love.
Ah, thank you.
And Lyndon has a question. When is the finals? I have mentioned a while ago that the finals will be on September 2021. So there's not yet a final date.
Fifth,
So soon. I'm sorry.
the
When?
5th of
So
September.
it's September 5th, or
Yeah.
5th of September. Yeah. So
Yes.
September 5, 2021 was the is the grand finals of Miss Grand United Kingdom. So
Yes.
it's a live pageant again. So we hope that we support Jessica Adele on her journey. Okay, guys. So thank you so much again for tuning in, and thank you very much, Jessica Adele, for your presence here at Pageant Trend, and we really, appreciate, and nice to see you again here in
Thank
Pageant
you for
Trend.
having me so much. Thank you everyone. Bye.
And someone's asking before we end our live,
Ooh.
was it really watched on the Facebook page on the Miss Grand United Kingdom?
Was the what? Sorry.
About asking about the finals. So is
Oh,
there a live
I
on
think
the
there'll be a
Facebook
live
page?
stream. I think there will be a live stream. If there is, I'll share the link on my Instagram.
All right. Thank you so much, dear, for your time. And I guess it's afternoon there in United Kingdom. Yeah.
Yes, I think it's about lunchtime, so I'm gonna go and have myself a nice lunch and then go to.
Yeah. So it's already, I guess, what's the time there now?
What time is it now? I don't know. Is it like 2:30 here? I think it's.
Ah, I see. It's 2:30 in the afternoon in the United Kingdom, and here it's a 9:26 in the evening.
Oh my
So
goodness.
yeah, it's about time to sleep, or I might eat first before I go to sleep.
Okay. Well, enjoy your dinner and thank you everyone for tuning in. I really appreciate you having me.
All right. Thank you so much, dear. Don't hesitate to message us if you want some help.
I
Thank
will,
you,
of course.
dear.
Bye. Bye.
Bye bye. Nice to see you guys.